I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route that's seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young jeans. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route that's seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young jeans. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Yo, what is up, Carbonation? It's me, Travis here. We are doing a live before lock with Jock, and if you don't put two and two together, what that essentially means is that we have, as you see on the screen, Jock Market, which I've been saying for the last 6 or 7 months now, is the easiest DFS app to win money on, and that's not an exaggeration. It's literally the easiest. Like, everybody that is in our Discord that is playing on this app, we're on the same page. But there's people that, because this style of what this game is so unique, we do have people that are like, I still don't know. It's so different than, a FanDuel or DraftKings type of DFS game, that there's still people that are unsure exactly how to play on this app. So I was like, you know what? There's still a few people here who haven't got the hang of it yet, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you on my phone. This is like a live screen share right here, you see. This is not a screenshot. is a screen share. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing when it comes to buying shares of players or participating in one of the markets here. So they have a 4-game, or it's a 2-game. Yeah, it's a Saturday divisional main slate. So right here, if you're looking to join and play along, go to jockmarket.online, JOCKMKT. So it's abbreviated market. It's MKT, JOCKMKT.online. Use promo code KARMA, get a $50 deposit bonus. And then once you sign up and deposit, you are looking for, it's probably not going to be in your events until you add it. You'll probably see it here in the featured events. It'll say NFL Saturday Divisional Main Market. So we're going to tap on that right there, and that's what we're going to be playing in on this one. So there's multiple different kind of strategies you can do here, but I'm going to explain the gist of how to make money. So let's just say these prices that we see on the screen here. So Joe Burrow right now with $2.25. That's definitely going to change once it gets closer to lock, which is like 4:29 p.m. Eastern time. But let's say, for example, Joe Burrow locked at $2.25 a share. If I paid for one share, which means I'm literally paying out of my bankroll $2.25 for that one share, and Joe Burrow finishes as the top scorer on the entire slate for today's 2 games. If you're the top scorer, every share for that player who's the top scorer is $25 a share. So if I paid $2.25 for him, and the game is, or the app, the platform, Jock Market is paying me $25 if I hold on to one of his shares till the end, and he finishes first, then I've made a pretty massive profit, and that's only on one share. So imagine if I had 10 or 100 shares of Joe Burrow at $2.25. Like I said, he's not going to finish at that. That's pretty low. Typically, the last 5 minutes before lock is when the prices start going up because everybody starts bidding on all of them. But that's the gist of how it works. That's literally it. You're buying shares of players at a particular price before lock, which is called the IPO. IPO is the initial player offering. So that is when you're buying shares competing against everybody else, just like eBay, competing against everybody else that is also trying to get shares of these players. But there is a ton. It's not just like 5 shares and you're competing against 5. There are a ton of different shares that you can get of each player. So you're buying the shares of players that you think are going to finish higher than what their value is. So if you see here, let's look at Devonte Adams here. So Devonte Adams here is at $5. Like I said, these prices are going up when we get closer to lock, which is 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we still have 20 minutes here. That's why I'm going through the explaining stuff for you. So let's say, for example, hypothetically, Devonte Adams finishes at $5 a share at lock. You see the number right underneath 5, the $5 here? It's very tiny on the screen, but it says number 15.0. So that says that Devonte Adams has to finish the 15th highest fantasy score out of all of the other players to break even. Anything higher than that. So if he finishes in 14th place or higher, you've made profit. They don't have to be the best player. They just have to outperform what price you got them at. So if you think somebody's going to be overlooked, then get shares of them, because if they're not, I guess you can say low owned or low bid on, low price. Low price is the same concept as low owned in a sense, because that means not a lot of people are bidding for them at lock. So looking at Aaron Rodgers' price right now, $2.03. The number underneath that is 23.9. So in theory, if that's what he locked at $2.03 a share, and you paid $2.03 out of your bankroll for every share of him you got, so if you got 10 shares and you're paying about $20, that he has to finish 23rd place or better for you to make a profit on every single one of those shares, which of course he's going to, because he's Aaron Rodgers. So they're resorted by price now. So if you have any questions about this whatsoever, this is the time. After this live stream, there is no more excuses for saying, I'm not sure how to play this game. I'm just going to show you right now on the site of all of the tools that we've created to make you guys make the most money possible on the easiest DFS platform here. So let me pull this up here real quick. So this is dfskarma.com. So if you see here on our main menu, we actually have this, and this is on the mobile as well. There's literally Jock Market is part of the menu. We have an how to play, which is like a page that just has a bunch of information, some helpful videos on there as well. We have articles that Bales has been writing a lot of the articles. He has one for today as well, for this weekend. So make sure you read the articles. We have this tool here that nobody else in the industry has. There's no other website that exists on planet Earth that has this historical data tool where you can go back to all of the previous markets and see, what's the average cost that Aaron Rodgers went for in the last 5 markets? What's the average profit Aaron Rodgers has had? So you can go back and see all of the different things. So when you're getting into it now and you want to kind of know what's the average price of these players for NBA, for NFL, for any of the sports this platform offers, just go to Jock Market Historical Data Tool, which is right there in the drop-down menu. And the Max Market Metrics is kind of like a tool, but it's also kind of like an article. It's a blend where during the NFL season, during the regular season of the NFL, what Bales was doing every week is he was kind of showcasing, this is what the app is projecting these players at, and these are the players I like the most, and this is the most I would bid on them. So if you like player A, and Bale says, the most I'd bid on this person is $10 a share. So if they go to $11, don't overbid, because there's a chance that they may not hit their value there. So it's right here. So something else that I do on me personally when it comes to what I do, and if you guys are in the Discord, you've seen my daily screenshots for this particular platform, is I go to our lineup optimizer on our website on dfskarma.com, and I kind of use that in the projections portal we have as well, which are both part of our premium subscription, which you can go to dfskarma.com/pricing to learn about. But I literally just glance at the optimizer for like a hot second, because right now, based on pricing, it's going to change. You'll see it. The prices change a lot once you get closer to lock. But right now, it's saying that Ja'Marr Chase is going to finish as the number 1 player. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that these numbers right here on the screen are exactly how they're going to finish. Or let's say it's close to lock right now. So I would just go to our lineup optimizer here, and I would say, okay, so based on all of this information, now the scoring's not exactly the same, but it still has worked enough for me to make a ton of money on this app over the past couple months. So right now, it's showing me that Josh Allen is the number 1 projected player on the entirety of it. Actually, let's go to the 2-game slate, because I think this market's only 2 games. So yeah, let's change it to the 2 games here. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, Josh Allen's not even playing today. So here we have Devonte Adams as the number 1 play. So then I would say, like, okay, so where's Devonte Adams right now? So Devonte Adams is number 3. So maybe I would go for Devonte Adams because the app says he's the 3rd best based on the pricing right now. But our tools are saying that he's the 1st overall play. Let me see something else. So on my screen right now, I have Ja'Marr Chase at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 6th the best. And then on my screen on the Jock Market app, Ja'Marr Chase right now is number 1 most expensive. So I may not, if this is, like I said, close to lock, I'm like, okay, well, everybody's putting him as the highest scoring person, but our system is saying he's going to be the 6th highest scoring, so I'm not even going to touch that at all. So if he continues to be the number 1 most expensive player, then yeah, we're not going to touch that at all. Let me pull up to see if we have any, so we got any messages here. Yeah, so if you have any questions while we do this, just go ahead and ask in the chat, whether you're watching this on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, anything, wherever it may be. I forgot how the million different places we're streaming this to. But yeah, that's the gist. That is the gist of how it works. So we have 14 minutes to lock. I typically try to make sure that I put my bids in 60 seconds before lock, sometimes 120 seconds, 2 minutes or so, because I don't want to wait until the clock says 4:29:59 on a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time lock, and then maybe the app doesn't save my bid enough, and the IPO closes, and then I missed out on that player. So once we have 4 minutes until 4:20, so once it gets to 4:20, I'll start showing you guys placing bids. But there's favorites features. You see in their top right, it says favorites. I haven't favorited anyone yet. So what I do is, like I said, I just pull up the optimizer. I pull this up, the app up. Now, they actually have a desktop version. So if you're not someone who's on their phone 24/7 and you're in an office or wherever you are, the prices just changed again. So Aaron Rodgers, as you saw, just hopped up to number 1 overall. There's a desktop version as well, but I'm showing you guys the mobile version because we know that 99% of you, if you're going to get into this, you're going to probably play on the app more often than not. So I still, on my monitor here to my left, I still have the lineup optimizer pulled up, and so we're kind of just watching things here. Now, the historical data tool is extremely useful for NBA markets. Right now, it's not too useful because this market today is 4 teams. So if you go back to, let's say the week 18 Sunday market, it's not the same. The prices are not the data is not helpful because you had all of the teams play in week 18 as opposed to just 4. So the prices today are based on only 4 teams playing. The prices on week 18 are based on all of the teams playing. So you just have to make sure you're matching up the right markets when you're using that historical data tool that we have on our site here. But there are some players that in our Discord, which is free to join. If you're not in our Discord and you like winning money, I don't know what to tell you. Just go to dfskarma.com/chat or click any of the chat room buttons on dfskarma.com or betkarma.com for that matter. But yeah, so there are a few players that I've been paying attention to in our Discord that are our top tier NFL DFS players have been saying that they're favoring. So like there's a running back that Ben was saying in one of the premium channels that he thinks is going to be a top scoring running back on the slate. Spoiler alert, not Derrick Henry. There's a player that Matt is a receiver that Matt is targeting that's probably going to be. Actually, I don't know if he's going to be low owned anymore because I feel like Matt's been hyping the crap out of him. But that's kind of it. That is kind of it. On it's so easy to win money on this app, and this is the point that I'm trying to drive home is that if you buy a player, if you buy Derrick Henry, if lock happens this very second, and I bought 5 shares of Derrick Henry at 7.19, and he finishes at based on the number right below that, right where it says, was it 10.6? So if I buy however many shares of Derrick Henry at $7.20, and he finishes in the top 10 scoring, which keep in mind, there's only 4 teams, chances are that might happen. But if he finishes in top 10, based on the information I'm looking at, I made a profit. You made money. You don't have to compete against anybody. That's the best part about this. You were not competing against anyone. You're not competing against. You don't have to get like first place or anything like that. You don't. It doesn't matter if you get first place. It doesn't matter if you get last place in terms of everybody that made profit. As long as you have more money at the end of the day than you ended up with, you win. So even if you buy Joe Burrow right now at $9.99 a share and he finishes in the top 6, you're making profit. Even if you bought 1 share. So if you put $10 in and you buy 1 share at $9.99 and he finishes in the top 6, you made money. Granted, it's not going to make you're not going to make $1 million in a day. This is not a a DraftKings millionaire type of contest, but that is the gist. So now we're at 420, so we have 10 minutes to lock. Like I said, put your bids in. Do not try to time it. Do not try to time you hitting the button at 4:30. They're not going to go in. I always assume that it's going to close like 2 minutes beforehand. So like 4:28 is when I'm making sure I have all of the bids I want. So here's something else that a lot of people don't a lot of questions we get in the chat about this app. People are saying, what bid so if I went Devonte Adams, he's right now, you see on the screen, he's $10.50 a share. Like I said, once the last 10 minutes, the prices start going crazy because that's what people, you don't want to bid up somebody like 30 minutes before lock, and because they just keep getting bid from there. It's the same thing with eBay sniping. You just wait till the end, and then you start putting your bids in, try to get the player at the lowest price possible. But if you put a bid in for Devonte Adams and your bid was $15, so right now he's 11.11. Let's say I put a bid right now for $15 for 1 share. If it closes at anything $15 or less, then I get that 1 share. If it closes at 11.11 and I bid $15, that doesn't mean that I'm spending $15 on that 1 share. I'm still getting all of my money back because right now he's 11.25. So when you bid on these players in the live cash market, bid the most that you want to spend on the share, and don't worry about what happens, because unless you get outbid, then that's going to suck. But if I bid 15 on Devonte Adams and he's at 12 even right now, and I win, and he closes at 12, well now 12.55, then I am not out all of that difference. You only pay for what they close at. So even if you bid $100 on Devonte Adams, which is impossible, but just for argument's sake, if I bid $100 on a player and he finished his IPO, his lock price finishes at $10, I'm not spending $100 on him. That $90 difference is going back into my bankroll, and I'm getting all the shares I wanted at that $10 price. I'm hoping that makes sense to you guys, but if not, that is why we're doing this live stream before lock, so you guys can ask all the questions you want to. All right, let me see. All right, so I got the. I had to pull up the optimizer here again. All right, so Devonte Adams is the number one play. So I'm looking at the optimizer right now, and I see. So the first thing I see is Devonte Adams is the number one overall play. Then I look at, okay, how much of a difference is he over the next few plays? So he's at 22.8. Joe Burrow's at 20.2. So he's got a 2.6 point lead. The scoring's not exactly the same, but this is still something that I use, and it's made me a ton of money. So this is me. I'm talking out loud what my brain's doing, so you guys can win money alongside us, because we're not. Once everything locks, like, we're not competing against each other. Like, if you have a player A and he does well and makes you a profit, and I have player B and he does well and makes me a profit, then we both win. Of course, I want at least one of my players that I have ownership in finishing first overall, because that's a nice profit there. But let's see here. One second. All right, so 6 minutes. Okay, so in the next 4 or 5 minutes is when I'm going to start doing everything. So let's see, what is the market saying right now? Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Chase. Okay, Chase is a little bit higher than he needs to be. Derrick Henry is right on par. All right. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through right now. What games we got? We have Green Bay, San Francisco, Tennessee, and Cincinnati. Derrick Henry 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna favorite Derrick Henry real quick. Well, I'm just comparing. This is what I do every single NFL slate. I'm just comparing the order of the projection order for the slate on the optimizer, comparing to what the price range is right now for everyone. I feel like Ryan Tannehill is a lot lower than he is in the optimizer, so I'm gonna favorite him. We still got a few more minutes here. T. Higgins. No, I don't want T. Higgins. A.J. Brown. Where's A.J. Brown? 7? He's kind of where he needs to be. Devonta Adams is really high. 22 points. He's got 2.6 points over the other one, but I don't know if I want to spend $12 a share. Joe Burrow is below Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is projected to get less than Joe Burrow, so maybe we'll look at Burrow. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put some bids in here so you guys can watch. How high is Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon is under AJ Brown and Debo. Yep, that's correct. Eli Mitchell right below him. Yep. So yeah, everything's nothing's standing out like it's too crazy right now. Oh, Joe Burrow just hopped back up to second there. All right, I'm gonna go Derrick Henry here. Let's do 1051. Let's do 50 shares. So I never end a bid with a 0 or a 5. Always go 1 or 6 if you're going to do that. Tannehill's really low. Go 851 on Tanny. Let's do 550 of him too. Aaron Jones is below. Where's Aaron Jones? Aaron Jones is at 15.2 below Mitchell. Trying to see here. Yeah, there's not really anybody else that's standing out like crazy. It's the only ones that, based on my comparison, is Tanny and Henry. Oh, somebody's trying to get my Tanny shares. I see you. So you can play the game where you are bidding the most you want to do and then not have to worry about it. But I don't have like a number in mind at this very second. So I'm just like bidding slightly higher than the norm. That's 5. I don't know if it locked or not. Let me see. So at 429 it typically locks, but I'm not sure. Here, I'll try to get like 5 of Devonte, just see if it locked. No, it didn't because I just lost some shares. I have all my availability now. I lost all my Ryan Tannehills. I'll try to get some here. If he's not. No, I don't want to bid 905. Yeah, it's already locked. So this error right here that you see on the screen, the error is that when you try to bid, see it's just at IPO close at the top. You didn't see it though. But yeah, once you see that error, that means lock is locked. So all we got was Derrick Henry at 6. So Optimizer has him at the 4th highest score, 18.89, based on DraftKings scoring, and we got him at 6. So if you see the number right here, so we have 50 shares of Derrick Henry. That's all we have on the slate. We were just outbid on Ryan Tannehill. We don't have any on him. I don't think I wanted to go too much higher because I don't know. I don't trust him. I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't trust him that much anyway. So if you see here, we have 50 shares of Derrick Henry at 10. Was it $10 a piece? Yeah. So I originally bid 1051, and then it said $10 where he finished at. So all that we have to have happen is Derrick Henry to finish in the top 6 scores for this slate. So right now, Derrick Henry is projected to finish as the 4th best scorer on the slate. But if he finishes anywhere in the top 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 overall, then we make profit on every single one of those 50 shares that we got of him. So let's say he finishes number 1 overall, which is $25 a share payout. Well, if we have 50 shares, that's a $15 difference. That's gonna be a nice screenshot here for everybody that followed along. But hopefully that helps you guys. So right now, lock is over. Everyone who bid for shares and won however many shares, you now have them in your holdings, which is right here. So it says I have 50 shares, average cost at $10. And then in that plus minus there, that red number says minus 135. That's just as the slate happens and goes, it'll just update you based on the value of everybody. Don't really pay too much attention to that because it doesn't really matter till the slate's over with. But if you see right here on the right side, under that $7.30 black button, right below that, it says 1080. So the cheapest you can buy a share right now of Derrick Henry is for $10.80. So if I wanted to buy one more share of him, somebody just bid a share of him, so 1080. So now the the cheapest you can get him, as I said that, is now $11.30. So if I wanted to, in theory, sell all of my shares for like $11 and make $1 profit, I can make $50 in profit, in theory, before any games ever start, which is the best part about this. So if you get somebody crazy cheap, you can sell him for a small profit, and he does, like, let's say he does something good on like the first drive. You can literally sell all of your shares, not have to worry about where he finishes, and just make, $50 profit. But of course, we're always going to try to get more than that. But lo and behold, Nathan, what's going on, man? Steve, what's up? You had a few Tanny at 901. Is that what he finished at, 901? I thought he finished... Where the crap did he go? Well, you got him at $9. So if you bid 901, then you got him at $9. So you got your penny back for all those players. Because you only pay for what they close at, not what you bid on them. Man, I should have done like... I think my last bid was $8.91. If he goes off, I'll be so ticked, man. So right now, Ryan Tannehill, if you see on the screen, the cheapest you can get him at right now is $10.98 a share, which is $1.98 more than what he closed at. So let's see. So these prices, I don't really. It's called like a fair market value. That's in the little black box. I pay zero attention to them. They mean nothing. They don't. How I play this game, they don't matter to me. That price. I only pay attention to the green bid number, the red ask number, and then where everybody ranks based on the scoring and everything. So yeah, all I ended up with was with 50 of Henry at $10 each. But the best part is that this game goes throughout the entirety of the slate. So what I also do, the last thing I'm going to say before we wrap up the stream, is what I also do is if I'm watching the game and then if you're fast enough, you have to be stupid fast, faster than anybody when it comes to doing this. But if somebody runs for like a 90-yard touchdown, like some second string running back, whatever, runs for like a 90-yard touchdown or gets like some crazy deep 90-yard touchdown pass, you can actually, if you can snipe fast enough, you can go in here and let's do an example right here. Let's say the Packers tight end. So right now, he's 22. Let me see. He's popping on the screen as I want him to. Yeah. So right now, you can buy a share of him right now for $4.06. So let's say he gets like a 99-yard touchdown pass. Let's say it's the first game, which it's not. He gets a 99-yard touchdown catch, and you're able to go into this app and buy as many shares of him for as cheap as possible before everybody else hops on the app and buys his shares. You can essentially, like, if you're quick enough, you can make like $20, $50, $100, sometimes more than that profit for just being faster than everybody else, which is a great part about this. I've done it plenty of times where I'm watching a game and I just have the app pulled up. I'm like, oh my gosh, that guy is like running into the end zone. Let me get like as many shares as possible. Sometimes I can get 2, 5, 10, 20. But yeah, so have this app open while you're watching a game, while you're watching the NFL games, while you're watching NBA, MLB when that comes back, NHL, which they have on the app as well. While you're watching the games, have this app open. If you are faster than the average individual, you can make profit on this without any research. Zero research of any kind. Just be faster and buy the people who are going into the end zone. That's it. That's all you got to do. So, hopefully you enjoy this. If you still have questions, like I said, that's why you go to the main menu, DFSkarma.com. Go to the Jock Market up here in the top. How to play on Jock Market. A tool we have called a Max Market Metrics, which is typically that was only for the regular NFL season. Doesn't work too well during playoffs. Jock Market historical data. Use this every single NBA slate. Before you bid on someone at NBA, see how they have performed, how much they've typically sold for, how much they typically make in profit, their ROI and whatnot, for all the other slates they've been in. Use this for NBA. This is essential for making tons of money on Jock Market for NBA. And then, of course, all of our articles are in here that Jock Market plays. So that's wrapping things up. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But yeah, there you have it. So good luck, and we'll see what happens. And of course, I'm sure Derrick Henry is going to finish number 1 overall because that's the only player we got shares of that we didn't get outbid on. And I'll post that amazing screenshot of Derrick Henry making me bajillions of dollars.